Good afternoon, 108. So we are almost at the end. Today in your email from Dr. Phillips, you should have received this sheet, this PDF that you can print off that has on it your 3 harmonizations and your technique keys. So I want to talk through this a little bit. I've got some hints for you on my whiteboard that I'm going to show you. I'll show you a couple of things on the piano. We'll look at the sheet a little bit. So I'm hoping this will answer any questions that you have. However, if you're still wondering if you're doing things correctly, don't guess. Either get in touch and let's either Zoom or FaceTime or send me an example and say, am I on the right track? Because I don't want you to do what you think it is, send it in for the proficiency and have a fail for it not being in the right way that they're asking for it to be done. So remember that the first thing you need to do is fill out a proficiency e-form. Dr. Phillips goes through that step by step on the email. Then your job is to make sure that all of these items are sent to me in whatever format you want. Make sure that I can see your hands and your face by 5 o'clock on Monday, which is Proficiency Day. So let's go through those materials that you were sent today. So today on the bottom of the sheet it says for technique, 2-octave scale, major arpeggio, and major chord progression. He has given you the keys of E and B flat. Here's what I want to remind you about. With the key of E, remember this is a group 1. So that should feel really familiar to you. We learned those way back in October. So remember when you're putting your hands together, watching for those matching threes, remember that you need to do 2 octaves with it. Your major arpeggio then, you know that fingering, your easy white to black fingering. Your major chord progression needs to be 1, 4, 5, or that can be a 1, 4, 5, 7, both hands. Your second scale, major arpeggio and chord progression that you're being asked for is B flat major. This is one of those that we just covered in the last couple of weeks. It's what I call group 4. I know your book calls it group 3. B flat, remember that you've got the cluster look in your right hand. Left hand has that big cross of a 4. Take your time so that you can think about that big cross, that you can think about the cluster. Again, make sure that you're going 2 octaves. When you do the major arpeggio, go back on the lecture about E flat, A flat, B flat major arpeggios if you need to. But remember for B flat major arpeggio, the left hand has an alternate fingering. It is not what we would expect for black to white 2, 1, 4, 2. It is 3, 2, 1, 3 because we've got a black, white, white key color to B flat major. That is an unusual key placement that we do not have in any other key of that second white there. You have 2 minor arpeggios to do. F minor. Remember for F minor, think about your left hand. Think about white to black minor. White to black minor is different than white to black major. So make sure that you've got the right fingering choice there. Your other minor arpeggio is C sharp minor. That's a black to white. So please make sure that you double check what your black to white fingering is. All right, with your harmonizations, your first harmonization example, you are asked for a right hand melody, left hand broken chord accompaniment. Yikes. All right, what do you need to watch out for? Watch your right hand register. You have to be playing it on that A above middle C where it starts. Watch out for your key signature. You're in the key of F. Don't be dropping B flats in that melody. They're asking you for a left hand broken chord accompaniment. So that's going to be that pattern that looked like this with the bottom of the chord on beat 1 and then beats 2 and 3 with the rest of the chord. Remember that your left hand can go in any register that you want. So if we take a look up here for a minute, left hand, F major. So I'd have F, then they're asking for D minor. I can move it to a position. I could leave it and put it in an inversion. My choice, since they don't give me a specific way to do it. My next one, notice they ask for an inversion. G minor chord with B flat on the bottom. So B flat would be beat 1, the rest of the chord on 2 and 3. Same thing with that third measure. Number 2, everybody's favorite, keyboard style. So again, what did keyboard style mean? Keyboard style means that the full chord and the melody are all in the right hand, and the melody has to be on the top. So this is actually a pretty doable example of keyboard style. E flat major, I've got to have B flat on the top. Remember, you can drop the chord for the melody. C minor, I'm going to have to put that in an inversion to keep that C on the top. Same thing with F minor. Be careful when you get to your B flat 7. What note is your 7? A flat. Make sure that it is in that chord somewhere. Make sure it's not above the D. So B flat 7 comes twice in this example. Your last harmonization is number 3. This is as if I was singing with you, or you can sing with yourself, or if someone else was going to play with you. Your melody. Play your melody through so that you hear what it sounds like. It will help you hear your chord choice. You need to put it in any rhythm that works for you in a two-handed accompaniment. My suggestion is count it in 6 with a left, right, right, left, right, right per measure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I would not recommend counting it in 2 because you've got several measures that the chord changes in the middle of the measure. Take it slower and do it in 6 so you can be accurate. There's one chord in here that we did not cover. Had we been together, we could have gotten into some secondary dominants. I don't want to trust that you have covered this in theory. You should have. But you will notice that in the 5th measure, right here, you've got a 5-7 of 4. So that means a 5-7 chord based on the 4th scale degree. Your 4th scale degree is D. A 5-7 chord in D would be A, C sharp, E, G natural. So that's different than the key signature. That's why it's a secondary dominant chord or secondary subdominant chord. So make sure that you are spelling A, C sharp, E, G. Make sure you get that G natural in that right hand to show that you know it. So again, my recommendation for a pulse for this would be bum, bum, ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, bum, bum. Would work very well. Okay, good luck. Take your time. Ask for help if you need it. I'm not allowed to play the example for you. I'm not allowed to teach it to you. These are my hints that I'm hoping will get you well on your way to learning them. But if you have questions, please ask. If you want to play something for me and say, am I on the right track? Please ask. Remember, these need to be sent. They can be sent as individual files. They can be sent as a group file. YouTube, MP4, whatever is your preferred way that you've had good luck sending me things. These all need to be in by 5 o'clock on Monday, May 18th. I need to have your e-form or I can't mark pass or fail, so please don't forget to submit that. Remember that your piece is part of this as well. You could send that early if you're done with it. And then you will get on Monday morning the last 2 items, the sight reading and the transposition. The transposition sent will have all 3 styles on it. You pick the one that is for your specific major. All right, good luck preparing. Good luck wrapping up this last week. Please let me know if I can be of help.